Good evening to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Before we go to the analysis, let us have a look at the enrichment. What are you going to learn from today's session? If you take vocabulary, today's editorial is rich in vocabulary. You're going to learn about 20 words. What are the words you're going to learn? Allies, and when I underline whatever you know, try to recollect. Whatever you don't know, try to guess. Viable, audial, predominantly, rest, era, duress, proxy, catapult, helm, rift, typical, unedifying, leanings, scam, purported, give up is a phrasal verb, browbeat, vagaries. And when it comes to practice questions, today you're going to work on exam topics like error location, para jumble, cloze test. Besides comprehension skill, reading comprehension skill you can improve based on the editorial, and I have already given the acronym SLEEPS. Today's editorial is related to the letter P. What does the letter P stand for? Polity, political system. In this editorial, there are about one or two idioms, important ones, and writing skill. After the session, you have to write about the editorial in brief in your own sentences. That will help in the long run. But if you ask a question, what is this about? Political developments in the state of Jharkhand. This is the enrichment from today's session. Now let us go to let us take up the question, what is this editorial about? The editorial is about the political developments in the Indian state of Jharkhand, specifically focusing on the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha (JMM) and its allies, the Congress and the Rashtriya Janata Dal (RJD). If you ask the question, what is the tone of the editorial? The tone of the editorial appears to be a mix of appreciation for certain decisions, something positive, made by the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha (JMM) and its allies, along with a cautious and critical perspective, something I can say neutral or negative, negative. Because of that mix of both positive and negative, appreciation for certain decisions taken made by JMM and its allies, along with a cautious means a cautious and critical perspective on certain aspects. There's a tone, ironical, paradoxical. Very good, Anusha. I appreciate that. Ambivalent, vague. Who is this? Pandu. Winning trust. How does it start? Winning trust. Winning. You have to win the trust of someone or something. Not something, someone. But what is the background on Jharkhand's political storm? Last week I did one editorial, if you guys remember. It was about the CM that time was arrested on the charges of corruption. It was like a political storm. And this, subsequent to that, what exactly happened? This editorial touches and broad framework. Who is a new CM and on what basis he was elected, and what were the problems in the when it came to selecting a particular person, and what are they supposed to focus on? Now the government is there, new CM is there. What is the focus area? There's a broad framework. Winning trust on Jharkhand's political storm. But what is the main idea of this editorial? JMM and its allies found a viable way out of the Hemant Soren arrest ordeal. Here we have three words. I may be blocking, but listen, I'm going to read out. And if you want to write, you can make a note. First one, allies, we have got many a time. Allies singular, allies plural. Part of speech noun. What does it mean? A state formally cooperating with another for a military or other purpose. You can also say a country, a political party in this context, cooperating with another party for some benefit. Viable, part of speech adjective, an important word, capable of working, functioning, or developing adequately. And many of you are you're trying for bank exams and bank job. I usually tell there's one important expression. What is it? Commercially viable project. What does it mean? Tomorrow you become a bank manager. Someone comes to you with a project and he or she wants a loan. And the first thing that comes up, you think of whether it is commercially viable project or not. Commercially viable. Viable means what? Feasible. Feasible. This is also an important word. Feasible. Feasible. Someone has written, Divya has written a lot of words based on what? Here, allies, viable, then the last word, ordeal. Ordeal, part of speech, noun. A very unpleasant and prolonged experience. Unpleasant, something negative, and for a long time, prolonged experience. So, what is the main idea of this editorial? JMM and its allies found a viable way out. There was a political storm. They could find a safe way out of the storm of based on Hemant Soren arrest ordeal. What was the political storm? What was the problem? The the current CM, incumbent CM, before that, the predecessor, he was arrested. That resulted in ordeal. Ordeal means something unpleasant, painful, and prolonged experience, extended for a long time. By nominating Champai Soren to the position of chief minister, and ensuring a convincing win in the trust vote, the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha and its allies, the Congress and the Rashtriya Janata Dal, did well to weather the storm after the resignation of Hemant Soren over corruption charges. What does it talk about? They have nominated, the party has nominated Champai Soren to the position of chief minister. Based on that, they ensuring a convincing win in the trust vote. Because new CM, they had to go for the trust vote, and they could win in the trust vote. Based on what? Selecting a new person as a CM. Here, by nominating Champai Soren to the position of chief minister and ensuring a convincing win in the trust vote, the JMM or Jharkhand Mukti Morcha and its allies, the Congress and the Rashtriya Janata Dal, did well to weather the storm. There was a political storm. To weather the storm, an important idiom. What does it mean? Weather the storm, to survive a difficult situation or period without being seriously harmed or very badly affected by it. There is a bad situation, unfortunate situation, and you survive without getting affected. Then we say you could weather the storm. Here we come across two types of students. One, casual learners, the other, active learners, and also smart learners. When you come across an idiom based on the word weather, excuse me, based on the word weather, if you're a smart learner, you have to recollect the based on idioms based on climate and weather. There are so many you have to recollect after the session, write somewhere. That will help in the long run. Can you come up with a few idioms based on weather? It is raining cats and dogs. He is on cloud nine. Like that, you have to think of a few idioms. And there's one important expression over here, did well. It goes with common errors. A lot of people, many a time, they have given in different competitive exams. Did well. Usually, what people say, did good. That is wrong. Here, if you take a sentence like, he has done good, right or wrong? Wrong. What is the reason? Here, the verb is done. Ask the question, how? How has he done? Then you need an adverb. And which type of adverb? Adverb of manner. Based on that, here the right word is he has done well, not he has done good. This is something very important. I don't see idioms under the weather, feel illness. Yes, Jagdish, very good. And Cloud9, very happy moment. Ramesh, very good. Divya says, weather the storm we have got over there. Good, very good. How come today our regular students have not responded? It talks about how they could weather the storm. How could they weather the storm? They have nominated Champai Soren to the position of the CM and ensured, based on that, they could ensure a convincing win in the trust vote. That is something good, something good. Nothing wrong with that. The predominantly tribal populated Jharkhand remains one of just a few states that haven't been wrested by the Bharatiya Janata Party ever since the beginning of what political scientists call the era of the BJP dominated party system in northern India. A lengthy sentence, almost from here to here, it is like a paragraph. But before we go to the meaning of the sentence, comprehension point of view, let us have a look at important words. There are three words over here. First one is predominantly. Predominantly, part of speech, adverb. Predominant, adjective. Predominantly, adverb. What does it mean? Mainly, for the most part. Simply remember the word mainly. Arrest is an important word. We have come across for the first time, I suppose. Arrest is a regular verb. Arrest, arrested, rested. Forcibly pull something from a person's grasp. Imagine I'm holding something, someone pulls some that from my forcibly using force from my grasp or from my hand, that is known as arrested. And this we have got many a time. Era means what? A long and distinct period of history. It goes with time, time period. Simply you can remember time period from some one time to another time. What is the meaning? Now we'll have a look at the meaning of the sentence, the predominantly tribal populated Jharkhand. If you look at the state of Jharkhand, major chunk tribal people, the predominantly tribal populated Jharkhand remains one of just a few states that haven't been rested. Answer my question, haven't been rested. Which tense is that? First question. Very good. Chandu, I appreciate. It is a present perfect tense, active voice, or passive voice. Passive voice. Haven't been rested by the BJP ever since the beginning of what the political scientists call the era of the BJP dominated party system in northern India. Today, if you look at the north, you come across many states the BJP is at the helm. BJP is in power. BJP dominated party system in the northern region. And one of the reasons the editorial implies they wrested from someone or some party. And they have done it to a few states, but only one state they could not do. They haven't been able to. Which state is that? Jharkhand. Just a few states that haven't been wrested by the BJP. Yesterday I told you since for you have to recollect. Very good. It is to the JMM's leadership's credit. It is to the JMM's leadership's credit that it sought to elevate, push up, or lift a leader who played a major role in the state's formation after its bifurcation from Bihar, rather than appointing another family member, even if this was a decision taken under duress, and avoiding the impression that it was a Shibu and Hemant Soren led family that would rule by proxy. Today, the editorial, very lengthy sentences. Whenever you come across a lengthy sentence, do remember nothing to worry. You have to read twice, thrice, and first you have to know the meanings of the words, then you have to read twice or thrice. You will be able to follow. What are the words, new words over here? One is, you can say that in the duress, a new word. What is this duress? Threats used to force a person to do something, intimidation, and bifurcation, divide into two. Proxy, part of speech, noun and also adjective, both noun and adjective. A person authorized to act for another. Someone acts on behalf of you, that means he is your proxy. What does it mean, this sentence? It is to the JMM's leadership's credit that it sought to elevate a leader. It did not go for in favor of the member of a particular family. It sought, seek, sought. It sought to elevate a leader, push a leader who played a major role in the state's formation, so deserving, after its bifurcation from Bihar, rather than appointing another family member. Had they done it, it would have been bad. Family member, right or wrong? Please respond. No one has responded. I thought you would respond. Proxy, substitute, yes. Delegate, wonderful, wonderful. Very good. I appreciate that. Now listen very carefully. Family member, actual standard English, what are you supposed to say? Member of family. Now you should get the doubt, you should ask a question. Sir, if you say this is wrong, how come the Hindu paper has used? The Hindu is the number one paper when it comes to language, the ultimate. How come? Now listen very carefully. When it comes to any competitive exam, English component, if you take, three things are not valid. One, whatever goes with conversational English, not valid. Imagine there's a knock on the door. I say, who is that? A typical answer, it's me. Wrong. It is I. We don't consider conversation English expressions. Second, American English is not valid from the exam point of view. What is the spelling of color? Color. But American spelling Color. That is not valid. And the third one, the most important, we don't consider current English or modern English from the exam point of view. Standard English, member of family. But current English, modern English, family member. Languages are dynamic. Every language has birth, growth, and death. They keep changing. And if you take today, Latin has become a dead language. Prakrit in our own country has become a dead language, and languages keep changing. And whatever new expressions come into existence, we say current English or modern English, not valid from the exam point of view. But after 200 years or 300 years, it may become part of standard English. That's a different story. As of now, it is not correct. Even if this was a decision taken under duress, means what? Under some sort of threat. Perhaps initially the first choice to select the member of a family, but on second thoughts, they must have chosen this new CM, and that's a good decision. And based on that, avoiding the impression that it was the Shibu and Hemant Soren led family that would rule by proxy. Had they selected a member of family, it would have been, in a way, controlling the government indirectly. That means by proxy. By proxy. This, in a way, bucked the trend. In this editorial, we have two idioms. One is weather the storm, the other one, buck the trend. What is the meaning of the idiom buck the trend? To go against the norm, the standard, or the current stand of the main population. Entire population does something. You don't follow that. Then what do we say? You buck the trend. An important one we have got for the first time. This, in a way, bucked the trend. What is a trend that goes with regional parties? Usually, regional parties are based on one particular person, a charismatic leader, and something goes wrong with that charismatic leader, then they try to give the power to a member of family. That is the usual pattern, and that has been bucked the trend in most regional parties, where power tends to concentrate in the families of its most popular leaders, usually the father, either due to the fact that this allows party finances to be controlled by those closest to the leadership, or because such parties are unable to evolve into cadre based ideology driven units. Generally, a party has two different frameworks. A typical party, to get established, it has to be based on ideology. It has to have very strong party cadre, and this cadre should be very strong at the grassroots level. Today, if you take the Congress party at the grassroots level, generations down the line, very strong. Imagine a new party comes into existence. Some areas it may be very strong. But grassroots level, it cannot be strong. One thing based on ideology, cadre based, a party can survive. But the new parties, regional parties, are usually based on one particular person, a charismatic leader. And something goes wrong, then he tries to give the power to a member of family so that they have the control over the finances. Two reasons. That is one reason. Second, the party is not based on cadre or the workers, party workers. It is not based on ideology that keeps the party cadre intact. By catapulting Champai Soren to the helm of governance, the JMM signaled a return to its past, when it was more a movement and less a typical party. If you take this JMM, initially it was a movement for a separate state. Now it has become a party. By catapulting Champai Soren to the helm of governance, catapult, an important word, to throw someone or something with great force. Imagine there's a particular company, actual turnover for many years, 100 crores, but some contract, suddenly the company's turnover reaches, let us say, 500 crores. Then we say the new contract has catapulted the company to a different level altogether. This particular decision, by catapulting Champai Soren to the helm of governance, helm we have got many a time. What does it mean? Officially controlling an organization or company, being at the top, signaled that particular thing, signaled a return to its past. What was its past? It was more a movement and less a typical party. That is a good thing for the party. Yet, yet is a contrasting word. It can be a conjunction, it can be an adverb. Yet, however, also you can say, but also you can say, two issues should worry the party. In spite of all this, two issues should worry the party. What are the two issues? One, his appointment was also made possible because of a family rift. In the family, Soren's family, there was a dispute. Dispute, what are the idioms? Bone of contention, apple of discord. There was a rift. Because of the rift, disagreement, this man was chosen as a CM. Yet, two issues should worry the party. His appointment was also made possible because of a family rift over the possible candidature of Kalpana Soren, Hemant Soren's wife. There was a rift in the family, so they chose a neutral person, someone outside the family, and the one who worked for the party, the right decision. What is the second factor to be worried about? And second, the unedifying, an important word, unedifying, especially of an event taking place in public, distasteful or unpleasant. Unedifying means unpleasant. And second, the unedifying sight of MLAs being transported to Congress ruled Telangana. There is an alliance, the JMM, one party, the Congress, another party, and the RJD, the third party. Whenever there is a coalition, there is a fear of the MLAs jumping from one party to another party. Keeping that in mind, what is happening right now, the MLAs are being transported, present continuous passive voice, to Congress ruled Telangana. And second, the unedifying sight of, unpleasant sight of MLAs being transported to Congress ruled Telangana suggests, what does it suggest? That the ruling alliance was not so sure of ideological leanings acting as a glue to keep its flock together, a phenomenon that has become sadly true of many politicians in India. If you read regularly, you can understand what does it mean. Imagine the chief minister of a particular state has been arrested based on allegations related to corruption that results in a political vacuum within the party and the entire state. And within the party, someone is elected as a CM. But some many MLAs may not like one possibility, and other parties they may try to get those MLAs because they are not satisfied. not happy with the selection of a particular candidate, then what happens? MLAs try to shift from one party to another party. That is a regular thing. And what is a check for that? These MLAs usually they're taken to a resort, or they're taken to a five-star hotel, or they're taken to some other state. In this context, the Congress ruled Telangana state. It only suggests that there is no unity, ideological unity, ideological leanings. Leanings means what? Tendency or partiality of a particular kind, generally tendency to be together, acting as a glue. Glue means a gum. To keep its flock together, all the MLAs of different parties together, not easy. There's a phenomenon, an important word. Already a lot of students have responded. Who are they? I will read out the names. Divya has written all important words, and Anusha has written, then Tripura Sundari has written. Why is this important? The new students are stick to. Glue means stick to, obviously. Phenomenon. In English, usually we change a singular noun to a plural noun by adding s or es. Everyone knows this. But nouns of Latin and Greek origin don't follow this. And some important nouns are there. They are of Latin and Greek origin. One of those, phenomenon, criterion, memorandum. You can have a look at the comment box. Our students have come up with so many. All these are very important. Generally, I say criterion, phenomenon, memorandum, alumnus, alumni, plural, syllabus, all these, radius, datum singular, data plural. All these you have to recollect. Hemant Soren's resignation would have been welcomed, past conditional. Had they taken the decision, it would have been helped. Here it is an important pattern. It goes with past conditional, passive voice. Past conditional, had you done it, I would have appreciated. Had you done it, it would have been appreciated, would have been welcomed. Do remember an important pattern. Hemant Soren's resignation would also have been welcomed in normal circumstances where anyone in government should give up power if they face serious corruption charges, as he did in a purported land scam. What does it mean? Imagine someone is in power and the person is accused of corruption. The first thing, the person has to give up power, has to resign. That is what expected, normal circumstances. In this context, also the same thing. Hemant Soren's resignation would also have been welcomed in normal circumstances. Not only this, normal circumstances also, where anyone in government should give up power. Give up means what? Stop, relinquish. Very good. Who is this Pandu? Give up, relinquish, abdicate, renounce, stop trying. Stop trying, usually we say. And purported means what? Appear to be or do something, especially falsely. Someone appears to be doing something but not truly, falsely. They face serious corruption charges, as he did in a purported land scam. Scam means what? A dishonest scheme or a fraud. But the fact that the union government has used its law enforcement agencies, such as the Enforcement Directorate, less as weapons against corruption and more as a tool to browbeat any opposition, gives cause for pause. Rhyming words. Browbeat, we have got for the first time, I suppose. Respond. Intimidate someone typically into doing something with stern or abusive words. Need not be. Intimidate, browbeat. Intimidation means a frighten. Intimidation can take so many forms. You can intimidate others with your power, with your wealth, with your English also. There's so many things you can use to intimidate others. Usually it goes with power and money. Here it says it is something like against the union government has used its law enforcement agencies such as the Enforcement Directorate less as weapons against corruption and more as a tool to browbeat, intimidate any opposition. This gives cause for pause. Means what? They have to stop at some point. Yes, very good. I appreciate. Regardless of this, Mr. Soren's case must be thoroughly investigated. Answer my question, is it active voice or passive voice? Is it active voice or passive voice? Must be thoroughly investigated and should not be subject to the vagaries of political outcomes, such as the retention of power by the JMM and its allies. Passive voice. And there are two words over here, vagaries. We have got many a time. An unexpected and inexplicable change in a situation or in someone's behavior. Vagaries, unpredictable, unexpected, peculiar, abnormal. All these words you can think of. A retain is a verb form, a retention, noun form. Hold something, keep something. What does it mean? Regardless of this, whatever may happen, Mr. Soren's case must be investigated and should not be subject to vagaries of political outcomes. They should not depend on the political outcomes, and the case must be thoroughly investigated, such as the retention of power. What are the political vagaries of political outcomes? Uncertainty, the retention of power by the JMM and its allies. Anything may happen. Coalition government. In a way, the development should compel. Compel, we have got so many times. What does it mean? Force. In a way, the development should compel, should use to advise or suggest someone, the JMM led government to reorient its focus, reshape its focus on governance. Now they have to focus on something. They should focus on what? Governance in one of India's most mineral rich but materially poor states. If you take the state of Jharkhand, minerals, rich in minerals, but materially poor, and they have to focus on governance, and that will be its best answer. Now it has become controversial how to face that political trauma, political storm. The best answer to face that, they have to focus on governance, and that will be its best answer to the questions raised about it following the arrest. After the arrest, the image took a beating, and they must have got criticized. How to answer that criticism? They have to focus on governance. I think it ends on that particular note. Yes. Now let us go to questions based on your comprehension skill. See, I appreciate those students who respond all these questions, especially comprehension skill based questions. What is the reason? In the exam, you read the passage, then you answer comprehension based questions. But here, this is a live session. You have listened to me. Immediately, you're trying to answer. For that, you need two qualities. One, you got to be a very good listener. Second, you got to be very good at comprehension skill. In a way, it is spontaneous. What is the editorial's perspective on the JMM's decision to appoint Champai Soren as the chief minister? Criticism for choosing a leader with no political experience? No. Editorial's perspective. Appreciation for breaking the trend of family centric politics. You can also say appreciation for bucking the trend of family centric politics. Answer is the second one. B is the answer, very good. Indifference towards the leadership change? No. Disapproval for appointing another family member? No. What raised concerns in the editorial regarding Champai Soren's appointment? Yes, of course, meticulously reading. What raised concerns? Lack of experience in state governance? No. Family rift over the candidature of Kalpana Soren. Strong ideological differences within the ruling alliance? No. Excessive influence of central government agencies? No. Answer is B. Family rift over the candidature of Kalpana Soren. Answer is B. In which state, not in actually, to which state were MLAs reportedly transported? Raising questions about the ruling alliance's cohesion. Cohesion means a unity. Oh, someone has answered within no time. Third one, Shiv Prasad Lakshman, very good. Telangana, that's right. So it is not Jharkhand. From Jharkhand to Telangana. Answer is C. Yes. Yes, yes, obviously. Whenever in the exam, also do remember if you want to answer the questions based on the passage, when you read the question, you have to focus on the key words. According to the editorial, what is the concern regarding the union government's use of law enforcement agencies? These are the key words. So, what is the concern regarding the union government's use of law enforcement agencies? Efficient handling of corruption cases? No. Misuse to target political opposition? Hold this one. Transparency in investigations? No. Encouraging fair political competition? No. Editorial has taken a negative stand. Answer is misuse to target political opposition. Easy to answer. What does the editorial suggest should be the JMM led government's focus? Focus is a key word. You have to focus on that word. Suggest in response to the questions raised after Hemant Soren's resignation. Ah, very good. I appreciate. Thank you very much. I appreciate. UPSC aspirant Madan. Glad to know that. And this is every day the session, whatever I do, useful for civils prelims, especially comprehension. If you look at the comprehension based questions, you have the CSAT. English is also there and purely based on 80% based on comprehension skill. And to some extent, if you when it comes to mains also it is useful, compulsory paper. There you have grammar, vocabulary. All these sessions will be extremely useful. I appreciate that. Glad to know. What is the answer? You have to do it. There's no choice. Many of my students, that's what they have been doing. They watched the 200 rules, all the videos, at my channel, an academy also, and have made notes. See, you cannot get success through shortcuts. Do understand always, all of you. When it comes to success, no shortcuts. Hard work, hard work. No, I'm not doing it. That's why I did not respond. I'm going to write a few books. One book on rules, one book on English, holistic approach. Maybe 3 months down the line, 2 or 3 months, you buy those books. That is the only way I can help you. Ah, it is your choice. Don't waste my time by writing all these things. Don't waste others' time also. You have made a mistake. You deserve it. And it is up to you to be here, not to be here. No one is compelling you. You can decide and leave. That is your choice. If you regret, leave the channel, leave the platform. Very simple. What does the edit? There's 25,000 subscribers who are extremely happy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make any dent. You are not mature enough, I suppose. That is a problem here. You are not mature enough. All these things show that you are immature. First, you made a mistake, and instead of regretting the mistake, you are regretting being part of this channel, being part of the group. That shows your level of immaturity. As simple as that. And you did not bother to say sorry, and your language, your tone, very arrogant, no feeling of regret. Better you leave. Very simple. Don't waste my time, don't waste others' time. What is the answer here? What does it suggest? Governance in the state. Have you answered C? Very good. Now let us go to practice questions based on exam topics. First 5 questions based on error location. But before you answer, listen to me. All these questions are based on yesterday's editorial. What is the reason to bring questions based on yesterday's editorial? Already have listened to the editorial. Context is familiar. Then It should be easy for you to answer. That will improve your confidence. No, no, just ignore Anusha and others. Ignore that guy. Don't bother to respond. Don't waste your time. Please focus on the questions. He thinks he is doing a favor. He is not doing us a favor. We are doing a favor. It is up to him. Don't read his comments. Don't respond. No, no, please don't respond. This channel has been very pleasant with so many subscribers. We never come across, perhaps he is the first person with all these comments. It happens once in a blue moon. We have to ignore. Very simple. I have blocked him already. Other groups, I will block him here also. After all this, he doesn't deserve to be on this platform. The mayor was chosen by this one you have to read completely, by the 35 elected councillors and the member of parliament per Chandigarh. Now, I always talk about contextual awareness. Contextual awareness is a deciding factor when it comes to answering many questions in the exam. Let's move on. Who is that? Ramesh Naidu. What is this contextual awareness? Some questions you can answer based on your grammar knowledge, based on grammar rules, but some questions based on the contextual awareness. When you read this, you have to know what is this about. It is about a fact. It is about a process, how the mayor is elected. That means what? Any fact, any process, we have to use which tense? Present tense. Imagine the question, how is the president of India, how is the prime minister of India elected? Then you have to answer, it's a process. Present tense has 7 uses. How many uses? 7 uses. One of the uses of present tense, it is used to describe a process. Process can be domestic, process can be industrial, process can be political. And selecting the president, selecting the mayor, electing the mayor, there's a process. Based on that, you have to use present tense. Where is the error? The very first part, there's an error. But you have to read the complete sentence to understand the context. The sentence talks about a process, how the mayor is elected. Based on that, the mayor is chosen. What is the right word here? The mayor is chosen. This is in present tense passive voice. Then you have to think of present tense active voice. They choose the mayor by doing something. They choose the mayor, present tense active voice. The mayor is chosen by them, present tense passive voice. The question is about present tense passive voice. Passive voice. Let us go to the next one. That they have to record their preparation. See what happened here. We did this yesterday. You listened to me. But today you could not answer some of the students. Nothing to worry. But when you understand the context, you will be able to answer. For that, you have to read, listen, and you have to practice a lot. Let us go to the next one. That they have to record their preferences through voting slips indicates that there was suspicion of possible cross voting. This is also based on what I call contextual awareness. Contextual awareness. No one has responded. Second one. D question mark, Divya, why question mark? Understand the context that they have to record their preferences through voting slips indicates that there was suspicion of possible cross voting. Already voting over, there was suspicion. This is in past. There was suspicion of possible cross voting. Based on that, here we cannot use have to. There is an error in the first part. No one has said the first part. Question number 2. That they had to. that they had to record their preferences to voting slips indicates that there was suspicion of possible cross voting. No, there is an error. Not have to, had to, because the context goes into past. How do you know that? Here there are two clauses. They have to one clause, and there was suspicion another clause. But here overall, does it talk about present or future or what? Of the track? Huh, no problem. Today the questions are not easy. This is also based on contextual awareness. The development may concern one municipal corporation only in the country, but the idea that an election can be so brazenly rigged has grave implications for democracy. No, no, don't worry. Answer the third question. You have to be on your toes, definitely, Anusha. You have to be on your toes while listening, while answering, while working on after the session, whatever groundwork you do, consolidation you do, you got to be extremely cautious. Okay, element of doubt, Ramesh. Answer the third one. Third one is rather easy in my opinion. It is not based on contextual awareness, it is based on a grammar rule. Those who are good at grammar rules, they will be able to. No, it is not, nothing wrong with. Can be so brazenly rigged, no problem. You don't have to use could. Second part. Who says second part? Anusha, Ganesh, tell me why. Naidu Paidi, tell me why. Okay, the development may concern nothing wrong. Second part, there's an error. Third part, no problem. Fourth part, no problem. Tell me what is wrong with the second part. What is the clue for you? The development may concern one municipal corporation only in the country. The clue for you, the word only. My regular offline classes, my students, when I teach adverbs, I teach one of the rules. What is that rule? When you use the word only, the word only should be before whatever it describes. Usually people say, she has solved. This is an example I usually give. She has solved one problem only. Right or wrong? Wrong. Only should be before whatever it describes. What is the correct sentence? She has solved only one problem. Based on that, the development may concern only one municipal corporation. The word only should be only one municipal corporation in the country. It may concern only one, only one. That is the correct order. The question is based on the position of the adverb only. Those who have learned grammar rules, my 200 grammar rules, if at all you remember, 1 second, the moment you see the word only, you become alert and you will be able to answer. No problem. Today looks like not your day, completely off their track. Go to question number 4. Only a verdict invalidating the election and ordering a fresh one with safeguards against manipulation shall be in the interest of justice. Respect each and every word. You have to respect every word beyond any doubt, Ramesh. That's what I usually say. Question number 4 is rather easy. Only one municipal corporation, only one problem, only one. Nothing wrong with verdict, only a verdict, nothing wrong. Invalidating, only a verdict invalidating ing form, ordering ing form, parallel expression. Yes, it is my day. In a way, you're right. Mind blowing, mind boggling, Manasa says. Only a verdict invalidating the election and ordering a fresh one. Invalidating, ordering, parallel expression. Nothing wrong. Then where is the error? invalidating the election and ordering a fresh one with safeguards against manipulation, nothing wrong, shall be in the interest of. What is the subject here? Only a verdict invalidating the election and ordering a fresh one with safeguards against manipulation. All these words you can put in brackets. Only a verdict will be in the interest of justice. Verdict is what? Third person singular. Already all the future tenses, there's one rule. What is it? We use a will or shall with first person singular, first person plural. And we use only will with other pronouns. What are the other pronouns? You, he, she, it, they. Here it is a third person singular, it. Then we cannot use shall, we have to say will be in the interest of justice. Who has got this right? I think this you guys have got it right. Very good. Be happy. Go to the last question. The Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party alleged that the election was put off only because two parties which were contesting jointly are set to win. This is again based on contextual awareness. Tell me, where is the error? It's already 8:51. We are running out of time. Mention the question number, Shiv Prasad. Put off, postpone. Where is the error? Nothing wrong with the first part. Anusha Chaudhary has got it right. The context goes into the past. First, you have to understand that. How do you understand that? The Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party alleged that the election was put off past only because two parties which were contesting past jointly, you cannot use present. You have to use a third verb also in the past. Were set to win. Answer is fourth part, there is an error. Good. Has anyone got all the five correct? Please answer. Now we have a para jumble. There are five parts. Again, from yesterday's editorial, familiar context. Try to get the correct order. Then that is appreciated. They were set to win. That's why something went wrong. The other party tried to manipulate. No problem. Two, three, don't worry. One. No, someone said today Murthy sir's day. Today is my day. Obviously. Challenging. Be happy you got tough questions. I always tell students when you come across tough questions, you have to be happy. Why? If you can answer tough questions, you raise your standards, you answer tough questions, you have the competitive edge. Take the elimination approach. The mayor of Chandigarh was elected, has confirmed, cannot be the first one. After viewing the footage, cannot be the first one. The victory of Manoj cannot be the first one because of the definite article. The presiding officer himself appeared to be, again, the presiding officer himself appeared to be not the subject. What is this about? It is about stinging remarks made by the Supreme Court. So, what is the first one here? The Supreme Court of India stinging remarks on the manner in which, obviously, he is the first one. It's like sitting in the examination hall. Sir, who is that Manasa? Good. Oh, Anusha has come up with the correct order within no time. Here, the Supreme Court of India stinging remarks on the manner in which something happened. What happened? In which the mayor of Chandigarh was elected has confirmed the suspicion that what? The victory of Manoj Sonkar, the Bharatiya Janata Party candidate, was obtained through manipulation. What was the confirmation? What is the third one here? C. After viewing footage of the videographed electoral process, the Chief Justice of India found it appalling that the presiding officer himself appeared to be defacing the ballot. So here we have B and D, one group. So what is the correct order? EAC, one group, and BD one group. I think you guys have got it right. Now let us go to this is closed test in the basic form. Means what? In the if you take bank exams, initially this was the model. They would give they would take a text, remove 5 words, and they would give shuffle the words, they would give the 5 words and the text with blanks. You have to choose the correct word. And why do I bring this particular exercise? This will help in improving your contextual awareness, word combinations, extremely useful to begin with. Later, you have to go to a higher level. Here, you have to focus on the context, then you have to select the word. Don't use noun, adjective, verb. Don't take grammar approach. I would like to reiterate. Read the sentence, understand the context. Based on the context, choose the appropriate word. Don't look at the blank and look at the word before, after, adjective, noun, verb. Don't do that. Many had noted as soon as the election was called in favor of the BJP that it was that took place on January 30. You cannot decide on January 30, as 8 votes cast by elected councillors were declared something negative. But that means what? The context is negative, not positive. Now you look at the positive words and negative words. Defer means what? Postpone. You cannot use that here. And functionary, a person, cannot use here. Travesty, hold that one. Invalid, negative word, hold that one. Disclosed, a neutral word. Here, something went wrong. Something went wrong. It was like a mockery of democracy. What is the synonym of mockery? Represent something in a fraudulent manner, absurd manner. So, what is the answer here? Travesty. One is what? I'll write. I should have brought A, B, C, D. My mistake. Third word. I'll tick the word travesty. That took place on January 30th, as 8 votes cast by elected councillors were declared. Usually, when you talk about votes, what is the word you think of? Valid, invalid, declare valid, declare invalid. Based on that, what is the right word here? Invalid. It is a fourth one. The election held on January 30th itself was based on a direction from the Punjab and Haryana High Court. Earlier, it was due to be held on January 18, but it was from January 18 to February 6. What happened? Postponed, obviously. So, what is the word synonym for postponed? Deferred. Answer is the first one. It was deferred to February 6th at the last minute, as it was what? You are left with functionary and disclosed. You cannot use functionary. As it was disclosed means what? Revealed that Anil Masi, a nominated councillor and a BJP minority wing functionary, official, fell ill. However, thanks to the court's intervention, it was advanced to January 30th. I hope you guys, who has got all the 5 correct? Based on contextual awareness, not based on grammar knowledge. If you say all the 5 correct, wonderful. Someone has written, Anu has written all the 5 words in the order: travesty, invalid, deferred. Okay, after that, what? Disclosed and functionary. Wonderful. I appreciate. These are the words you got yesterday, a lot of words. All the 5, wonderful, highly appreciable. No, this is what you have to do, Ganesh. You have to take contextual approach. That is higher level. Always noun, verb, adjective, lower level of comprehension. Now, what happens, I will tell you. Please don't answer. Listen to me. You may ask, some students may ask, so why should we take contextual approach? Why not grammar approach? What is wrong with that? Imagine you know that something happened. Something happened means a noun. Then you have to look for a noun. There are 5 words. If you are very good at all the 5 words that you know the parts of speech, then you can decide. Imagine you cannot identify the word, you cannot tell the part of speech, then you cannot answer. Imagine there are 2 words, noun, noun, and you don't know the meanings, but you know you have to use a noun. How will you decide? How will you decide? impossible. Anyhow, travesty, part of speech, noun, what does it mean? Mockery. Tirupati Rao has written a few new words. Good. Are you sure about the spelling, Tirupati Rao? Travesty, mockery, brusque, I suppose, I'm not sure about the pronunciation. Ridicule, misinterpretation. Yes, very good. I appreciate. Right, the part of speech, very important. Absurd representation of something, ridiculous representation of something, mockery of something, absurd, mockery, ridiculous. All these words you have to, misrepresentation also you can say. Grave has two meanings. I always tell students, based on the context of the editorial, think of the meaning, write the meaning. Yes, it doesn't work. Many a time, especially when it comes to mains, I know your problem. Many students, see, last year, what happened? Usually, from one particular institute, imagine 10,000 cleared prelims. That itself is a great accomplishment. One institute, 10,000 clearing prelims, something astonishing, outstanding, highly adorable. No one can beat that record. But finally, when it comes to selection, imagine 500. That itself is something great, highly appreciable, highly admirable, and no one can beat that record. This one and this one also. But the other way of looking at it, out of 10,000, why only 500? Why not the remaining 9,500? Perhaps they focused on grammar because mains is not based on grammar. Mains is based on contextual awareness and vocabulary and reading comprehension skill. As simple as that. Grave in the context of the editorial, what is the meaning? Serious, part of speech, adjective. Have you guys answered or listening to me? Implications. Implication comes from imply, implied. You can come to a conclusion based on what is not said in the editorial. What is indicated indirectly. Part of speech, obviously noun. Manipulate, part of speech, verb. Control or take advantage of someone or something. You can also use words like tweak, modify, adjust, fit, alter, fabricate. Wonderful. Please have a look. I don't know why we are not able to get the live chat after the session. I'll find out. I'll talk to the technical team. I'll get back to you people. Then you can have a look and make a note of all these words. Sting is a verb, sting is a noun. Stinging, the verb ing form can be adjective, stinging remarks. But I would like to reiterate, when you write the meaning, try to recollect the word forms, the word combinations used in the editorial. That will help in the long run. Stinging remarks of the Supreme Court, that you have to keep in mind. Part of speech, adjective. Let us not talk about that, Varaprasad. No comments. I got it. You also got it. I know that. Please focus on sentence number, word number 6. No, after 24 hours also, I doubt who is this? Hmm. Horrifying, dreadful. For which one? Appalling. Okay. Shocking. Very bad. Part of speech, adjective. Appalling incident. The presiding officer doing something, writing on the ballot papers, defacing, appalling, right word. Deface, part of speech, verb. Spoil the surface or appearance of something by writing. Here you have to recollect words like graffiti, vandalism, all these words. Defer, second syllable should be pronounced, stressed. Defer. If it is the other one, DIFFER, first syllable, defer. What does it mean? Part of speech, verb. Postpone. Disclose, we have got many a time. All our students will be able to answer effortlessly. Disclose, part of speech, verb. Oh, it's already 4 past 8. Try to answer quickly. Mockery, noun. Ridicule, insult. Functionary, part of speech, noun. I'm doing it a bit fast because it's already 4 past 8. Functionary, official, one who performs official duties of a party or the government. Allege, part of speech, verb, allegation, noun form. Say that someone has done something wrong without any proof. Put off, postpone, phrasal verb. Dubious, part of speech, adjective, doubtful. One important expression, dubious distinction. Presume, from that you get presumably. Probably, part of speech, adverb, quite obvious. Brazenly, adverb. Shamelessly, openly, intentionally, deliberately, shamelessly. And rig, do something in a dishonest manner, illegal manner, especially elections. Rigging, part of speech, verb. Rigging is a noun form. Verdict, part of speech, noun. Judgment, the final decision. That's all for today. Thanks for being with me till the almost, what time is it? 5 past 8. I will see you guys tomorrow. Do remember to share, subscribe, and share those who have not done it. Thank you very much. Good night to all of you.